It's strange to sit here. I have really good memories from this place.
Really?
Yeah. Last year was a dark period, to be honest. And in the moment, I don't think I realized, but now in hindsight, this was my worst year for sure. And being able to come here a few times and talk to you and hang out and you supporting me felt like a sanctuary. I don't know if this is the right word, but like a light in the darkness, so to speak. Yeah, kind of like Smash in Korea, yeah.
Yeah, I remember
so I really appreciate that. Yeah.
You kept talking about like role swapping, and you were like really nervous about it.
Yeah.
And you were always asking like.
I wish I pulled the trigger.
Yeah, you're like, should I roll swap? I'm not sure. Maybe you can stay AD. Maybe support's better for you. You think support was better?
Yeah.
And I was kind of saying like, yeah, but you're gonna have to grind. It's gonna be a big grind.
But I wish I did it sooner. Because I think my main strength, almost my entire career, has been that I grind like 110% every day. And that's never been an issue for me. So I think I should have done it sooner, to be honest. I don't think I should have ended up in the position I was last year. I think I should have been faster to realize this is not a good situation for me. I should either make the change sooner or perhaps not have put myself in that situation from the first place. Yeah. I think I should have seen the red flag when Fnatic had like 6 or 7 alternatives before me and they ended up with me, that this could in theory mean if one of the 6 alternatives before me get available, I'm out.
Then you're out.
Yeah. I mean, you remember from this time how bad I felt and how worried I was between winter and spring that I would not even get to play, and I was stressing out and feeling like the world is ending. So I think from the beginning I made a poor choice to go there.
So you think you should have roll swapped before that split even started?
I think I should not have joined Fnatic at all, to be honest. I think I should have taken Vitality because they had me as their first option and I should have seen that as a green flag. Yeah. And Fnatic had me as their 7th option and I should have seen that as a red flag. But I was kind of, living in the feelings of the nostalgia.
You want to go back to Fnatic, you want to not in Fnatic.
Yeah, I should have been less, emotional in my decision. I should have just made the decision.
Your history changed your opinion, right? Yeah. History and like having left before and going back again, work before.
Yeah.
But then,
And I think when the whole thing in winter happened, when they were trying to replace me during winter and after winter, which was something I made sure to have written as a promise to me before coming. When that happened, I think I should have just gotten out. Like the way Wunder got out. I should have just said, I'm not going to play. Yeah. Because, I mean, you were with me during this time. I was not good.
You were lost, bro.
Yeah, I was feeling so bad between winter and spring. So I think when spring started and they had me on the roster, even though I knew they didn't want me there, and walking into the office felt like I'm an enemy of the state.
You're not wanted here at all.
Yeah, like where am I? I am not supposed to be here. That's how the entirety of spring felt. So I think I should have gotten out before that.
What would you have done if you got out earlier? Would you have looked for a team or would you instantly role swapped?
I think I would not have instantly role swapped because then there was still hope for me as an AD carry. I think I should have kept trying as AD carry and see if I could get a team for summer. But when I stayed for spring and I got benched after spring, I guess this is not something people know because I tried to take control of the situation by swapping role the same time as they benched me. So, okay, I will just try to be really clear in what happened.
Yeah.
So first thing, they tried to bench me during winter, after winter, the whole thing we talked about now.
Okay.
That made me feel really bad, but I had to play spring anyway because they could not find anyone else. Upset said no. Then spring comes around, I know I'm not welcomed. I know I'm probably getting replaced after spring. So I'm thinking in my head, what can I do after spring to save the situation? And I knew I went through the LEC teams and I knew I would not get a chance as an AD carry in any team because all of the teams had relatively good AD carries, I would say.
Yeah.
Like the worst AD carry in the league or the worst placed team in the league was XL with Patrick, and Patrick is good.
Yeah, X-Kick was performing.
Yeah, so I knew at that time, if I get benched after spring, which was very likely to happen, I'm not going to get a team as AD carry. So the way to save the situation is I swap. And I use the half year that I'm given by being benched to learn the role so that at the end of last year I can have all options open. And now sitting here, I feel like this was the correct choice. Yeah. Because if I did not make that choice and I just sulked as AD carry, like no one wants me.
You would bleed out your career.
Yeah, I think I would probably bleed out, yeah. So I made the decision that I'm going to swap now, use the half year for something productive, and at the end of the year have options open that otherwise would not be open, like T1, for example. So I think I made the right choice. But I remember how surprised Fnatic were because they made the call to me. Actually, this is something I did not like. So I knew I was getting benched, kind of. And they obviously knew they were benching me because they are the ones benching me. But they did not have the face to tell me in person. So I had a meeting with them, and I could feel during the entire meeting they're asking me for my feedback from the split. They cannot look at me. I can feel the entire meeting. I'm already out.
You like feel the tension in the room?
Yeah, I feel I'm already out, but they say nothing. And I'm 2 weeks in Berlin after spring ends, doing some LEC stuff, doing some content with Fnatic. And I know the entire time I'm out, so I'm obviously planning what I'm supposed to do. Then I go home to Sweden. The day after I go home, they make the call to me, oh, you're benched. And I'm thinking, first of all, that's so bad, because just tell me to my face. I have more time to figure out what I want to do. And it's nicer to end that way than a call at home.
Well, how long after, so you had the feedback meetings, and then how long, was it 2 weeks you said until they
So I had a feedback meeting, probably stayed another week. I knew I was benched. I go home, the day after I go home, they make the call, you're benched. And the same evening, I go out on Twitter and say I have swapped role. And I remember them telling me, wow, that was a quick decision. Are you sure about this? And I'm thinking to myself, I made this decision 2 months ago because I knew 2 months already that I was going to get benched. So probably to them, they thought they were playing this high Game of Thrones chess game. And I'm already aware that I'm getting benched for sure. So I'm planning what I'm supposed to do. And the whole situation was just really awkward because they're confused as to why I'm swapping, and I'm confused as to how they think I'm that dumb
like a mess.
that I don't know already. Of course, I know already that I'm gonna get benched after all winter drama. So
you don't.
Yeah, that was a mess. Yeah.
I can sounds like it. I can hear like the tone of your voice. You're like, this is all.
It's kind of a trauma, I think, last year in a way. I feel a bit traumatized talking about it. So
I think it's like the idea of getting lost in your role. Like I guess I have it on a very small level, but I can relate with the whole role swap thing where I lost all my confidence in mid, and I thought like, I'm donezo, this is over for me. But I'll just try role swapping and see if I can save my career. And then like jungle felt really comfortable and great. And then I never looked back and never regretted it. Do you look back now and think like, no regrets?
So with the results in hand, I think for sure I made the right decision. But of course, when I did make the decision and I had a half year of not playing pro and I'm just grinding solo rank, most of the days I was thinking to myself, this was not the right decision.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like you're not on a team, everyone's playing and you're sitting there in the shadows like, I'm screwed.
Yeah, most of the time I was thinking to myself, I made a mistake swapping. My career is probably over now. But sitting here today, I know I made the right decision because I think if I stayed as AD carry, let's say the same situation plays out. I'm benched. It comes out that I'm benched. I say nothing as I always do. And I'm just grinding AD carry. And all the teams have pretty good AD carries. I do not think I would get a team at the end of last year, to be honest with you. I think the end of last year I'll probably retire if I don't swap role.
Really?
So now, with the results in hand, I think I made the right decision. But during the last year, I was obviously thinking to myself that I made the wrong decision because there is no guarantee that I will be a good support. So happy now, but last year was tough. Yeah, last year was probably the toughest year. I think
it just sounds like there's just everything's like a closed door, right? You can't play the carry. You could roll swap, but you're not sure what's behind that door. You could retire, but is this it? Like, is that the end of your career really? So I think you chose the right door. I think going for the roll swap was good.